was a video that Dustin did, then it said, I think Gary don't carry, and it showed his drain system around his rainbow fish racks, and that kind of stuck with me for quite a few years. If you recall from a previous video discussing this tank, I was wrestling with a valve over here, and I promised to make a plumbed drain system that will drain 1,000 litres of water from this tank directly around to the floor waste, and I've done that. So let me show you what I've done. It all started with this valve here, and previously this valve was a white PVC ball valve with a red handle, and it was stiff and horrid. So little tip for you guys who are plumbing your reef tanks and even freshwater tanks to a sump, please do not use those white ball valves with a red handle. They get very, very stiff. They get very hard to turn on and off. And you start to risk cracking and stress in the back of your tank. So I've replaced that ball valve with this blue handled fill map. Used a little bit of flexi hose just to pop it into this 50mm DWV PVC. That flexi hose just allows me the ability to take it in and out if I need to redo some plumbing for some reason or unblock it without actually having to cut or use a union. Now this PVC runs all around the perimeter of the MORAY tank. It's the kind of stuff that you use in your laundry waste. It's not as thick wall, but it doesn't need to be. It's just running by gravity. I've gone all the way across the front of my other tank, looped it around my sump, and you can see there I've placed an inlet there. If I want to siphon the sump, I can just dump it straight into that drain. Discharges into the floor waste. So what that allows me to do is actually turn the ball valve, drain 1,000 litres out of my MORAY tank. It'll go all the way through that drain system, straight into the floor waste, and I won't have to lug any hoses around. I also put a little leg around my coral tank that, as you can see, also needs some care. What I've done is I've started up fairly high on that side of the MORAY tank, and I've allowed plenty of fall because it's got a fair way to go around the actual system. You can see some more fall there on that run to get to that floor waste over there. So what I actually realised when I opened up this blue valve completely 100% fully open, you can see it's a bit closed at the moment, is that some of the water actually came up and out of those T's, which are those ports where I've got for the siphon or the gravel vac hoses if I want to do some maintenance. So what I'll do now is just install a couple of short PVC risers just to bring the height of those T's up a little bit, and that'll prevent the water from upwelling and overflowing out on its way to the drain. So what I've actually done is install a, I don't know, about a 10cm or 4-inch 50mm riser to the T just there. I've also installed one just down this end of the tank and one over on my soft coral tank. So we'll have a look and see if we can open up the ball valve fully and get the full flow of water out. Thumbs up. I got this idea actually from YouTube. And it was a video which I think was done by Dustin's Fish Tanks, and I saw it quite a few years ago. And I think Dustin was actually at Gary Lang's place, and Gary Lang, I believe, is a fairly big time rainbow fish breeder in America. And there was a video that Dustin did, then it said, I think Gary don't carry, and it showed his drain system around his rainbow fish racks, and that kind of stuck with me for quite a few years. Righto, so what if you've only got a small tank, you don't need to go to all this trouble. Well, that's probably true. You can actually just chuck a siphon hose into your tank, suck out 30%, 50%, whatever volume you're going to do for a water change, into buckets and dump it in the sink. You could also have a very, very long siphon hose, chuck that in there, clamp it off, and take the end of it outside and actually dump it all the way outside in one long go. The other option you've got is actually to install a drain on your sump. So if you've got a sump which actually matches the water volume that you wish to do as a water change, then if you actually install a drain and a ball valve down the very bottom of the sump, plumb that to a floor waste or to the outside if you've got access to go through a wall, you can actually just open that, let the sump contents drain out, and then refill the sump, and that's your water change. So have a think about ways that can make your life for your water changes a little bit easier.
If you've got any questions regarding that video, pop them down in the comment section below. And if you're into the greater side of aquarium keeping from an Australian perspective, check out my channel and subscribe.